Welcome to another episode of Help Nobody Told Me. I'm Jasmine Shapiro. I am here with my co-host Shannon Johnson, and we are both realtors here in the Chicagoland area with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Chicago.
And today we have with us a home warranty specialist, Julie O'Brien. So tell us a little bit about your company and what you do.
Absolutely.
A little bit.
So I'm Julie O'Brien. I'm with Home Warranty of America. I've been in the industry for 7 years, and I love my agents. There's nobody better to work with in the industry. You guys have heart, grit, soul, passion, and I kind of just follow along with that. Home Warranty of America was actually developed and started right here in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We've been around for 27 years, and we started out only representing real estate executives, period. So realtors are our bread and butter. So
I love it.
Yeah.
And we need her as a commercial for who realtors are. After all the bad press we get, we have Julie O'Brien to tell you about us.
Well, I gotta say, that was really hard to watch a lot of that, because I see day in and day out what is done in the industry and how hard you guys work, and to be given kind of a bad rep really is frustrating. So I'm here to just help.
We appreciate that.
And we know and value your what home warranty does for a seller and a buyer.
Yes.
And it is so important, and I don't think people understand, and some people may have had some horrible experiences. So we like that we know we can partner with someone like you that really knows all the nitty-gritty and could tailor a program to whatever the needs of the client are, and also tell them what to beware of.
Absolutely.
Because you've worked with other companies and you know the good and the bad, right?
Right, I have worked with another home warranty company before, and I've worked here now for 1.5 years. So it is important to be able to set yourself apart, both as an account executive. I always say the home warranty company is great, but I'm better, because it really is the person that is behind it, pushing it, helping with you and your clients, right? Because you need to be able to trust me and trust what I'm backing.
So much like realtors get a bad rap sometimes, home warranties get a bad rap. So tell us, demystify what a home warranty is and what it really does.
Right. So home warranties are meant to cover mechanical failures due to normal wear and tear. Now,
And it's different from a homeowner's policy, right?
no, not really.
No?
Oh, you mean homeowner? You mean
Homeowner,
insurance?
that's insurance.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. It's completely
So
different.
it's not like, something, our water heater just went or our furnace just went. That's not covered under your homeowner's insurance policy, right?
No, homeowners insurance is completely different. They
Right.
that covers like natural disasters, like if
Right.
there was a lightning strike or a flood or fire. They cover that. But then home warranties, what we do is we cover, if you think of the acronym PEACH, we cover the plumbing, the electrical, the appliances, the cooling, and the heating.
I like
so
that.
everything inside the home. And really with the two of them, we marry really well together, and it's a very comprehensive plan. I honestly don't understand why everybody doesn't have one, because the amount of money that I personally have saved over the last 7 years is ridiculous. So it's important to know where and when you should be able to use it.
But I think that's the disconnect. I think most people don't understand, and they think their homeowner's insurance covers these things. And that's why I asked that question, because I think we really need to make that differentiation.
Right. Well, and I know that some people think that if they get a warranty, they think everything under the sun is covered no matter what. But there are limits and terms and conditions, just like with a car policy or your health insurance. Home warranty companies, we have guidelines, we have procedures and policies, and you do need to follow them. I mean, one of the basics is filing the claim. And a lot of times people don't file the claim, and I'll get a call months beyond saying, hey, we just realized that the fridge broke, can you help us? They already got a new one. And I have to say,
It's too late.
I say, I'm sorry, I can't help. I go, but if you crashed your car, right, and you got it repaired or got a new one, could you go back to the insurance company months later and say, hey, you know what, I forgot to tell you, but could you help me out here?
Right.
As much as I would like to on a personal level to help my clients,
Right, but
I'm
limits.
held to certain, like,
Sure.
you know.
So as realtors, we work with buyers and sellers. When is it most important for a home warranty to come into play in that transaction?
Okay, so if you're on the listing side, I recommend 100% then immediately when you're having that listing presentation conversation. That's when you want to talk about it. You want to talk about how having that warranty cover that home during the listing period, how valuable that is, not only to you as an agent, right, your team, but to that homeowner. We cover up to $3,000 during the listing period, and usually that seller wants to get out and move on to the next step of their life, right? They don't want to have to be delving out thousands of dollars. Why not have the free coverage? It's free. It literally costs the seller nothing during the listing period, right?
Because the 1 year starts at closing.
Right. So actually 13 months. Or 13 months.
Oh, 13 months.
13
I'm
months.
sorry.
So a seller can actually have it for 6 months. If it doesn't close in 6 months, then we can renew it for another 6 months. So really you're getting, if you think about it, 12 months for the seller and 13 months for the buyer for just one cost.
And if your house has been on the market for 6 months and you haven't sold it, call us because you don't have the right realtor.
But we had a situation with a seller. They took care of everything. They were meticulous with their home. And we had a couple of showings the day prior, and then that day, the buyer's agent took the buyers down to the basement, and she came upstairs and she said to me, I think the water heater just went out. I see water all around it. And it was like, okay, they had a homeowner's warranty, so they were able to get that replaced and move on, like you said. So that was during the listing part, and they
Right.
were so meticulous about their home. I could only imagine people who aren't so meticulous.
Right.
I mean, appliances, they break down.
They do, and the thing is that things aren't built the way they were before. We're seeing where, you know, we're now replacing 50-year-old furnaces, right? Now.
Right,
I mean, mine died at year 7.
right.
You know, it's the older stuff that lasts longer. They're being made to be replaced, not repairable. So it makes it hard.
Yes.
It's
So
not
do
like
you,
the Maytag man, right?
do you have any like funny stories or interesting stories maybe of like a seller who had a situation? Or?
I have numerous stories.
I'm sure you do.
I have so many stories I can tell you. So I can just give you a couple. One would be maybe about a transaction that was going awry. We had where the seller had the property, right, and they had the warranty on the home, and we were covering it for probably 3 months at the time, right? By the time that they got the offer, and then it was closing, and then it transitioned to the buyer. What's nice is that when they have that seller's coverage, we have history on that home, right? So in a lot of cases, home warranty companies are a little concerned about fraud, right? I mean, it happens, unfortunately. Post-close, like you just said, that issue was a water heater. Ours was actually a washing machine, which is what's really weird about it. I didn't know washing machines had oil, but I guess older washing machines had oil. Lady walked in, first day, oil all over the basement floor. We looked at the inspection report because unfortunately, post-close, we're going to want to verify that these items were in working condition prior to close, right? And she had a home inspection, so it was nice, and it was easily like we saw that the home had been lived in for 3 months, or not lived in, but covered for 3 months, and then this happened, so we knew it was regular normal wear and tear, and it was changed out immediately, got a new one, and it moved on. So one, it made the seller look like,
a hero.
Made the agents look like a hero because they're protecting the buyers already.
Right.
They're thinking ahead, right? A lot of times it's that, what are we going to do after when something breaks down? Because a lot of times homeowners are like, I don't know.
Right.
And when you are buying a new home, first-time home buyers, they're kind of tapped out on the cash end.
Definitely.
They've paid their down payment, their closing cost, they've paid for inspections, they've paid for whatever else might have come up, and they're like, they walk in, they get moved in, and the water heater goes out, and it's like $2,000, and they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, now I can't buy the sofa, or something has to get cut that I was planning to do
Because we told
my
them,
cash sources
do
are
not
tapped.
buy anything
Right?
prior to closing.
Right. And that happens a lot when you
Yeah.
talk about it. I mean, especially since COVID, people were paying top dollar, right? They were foregoing inspections, and then post
We
close
never
was
allow
happening.
people to forego an inspection.
But you would be amazed that people
I know,
people
yes.
were doing it, and then if they didn't have a home warranty, they were really setting themselves up,
Yes.
Right.
for not good stuff. They're
Yes.
rolling the dice.
Right.
So
Our advice is always get the inspection,
right.
Right.
even if you don't ask for the repairs, so that you have knowledge.
Right.
Know what you're walking into.
I agree with you 150%.
So what types of calls or problems do you see most often?
HVAC, I would say.
That's really expensive.
Well, really expensive. I would usually say, in the height of the season, it's either the furnace or the AC, right? Those are the two big ones.
Yeah.
During COVID,
When my AC went out, it was July,
Yeah.
of course.
The hottest day of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, mine too, yeah.
and it's usually one of the number one call for no heat or no AC is why. It
The
is
filter hasn't been changed.
bingo. So the first question I always ask somebody, like if an agent calls me and then they have the homeowner call me because they're have concerns, I
Right.
say, did you check that filter? And it will be no, because it's meant as a safety mechanism, is to shut off the furnace
Right.
to protect the unit from having cracked heat exchangers. So it's important to do your regular maintenance, and we do, we as a home warranty company, we aren't there to just pick up the pieces, right? You need to do your due diligence as a homeowner
Sure.
as well. But I got to tell you, when you do a buyer home warranty, we do cover failures due to lack of maintenance, because a buyer,
Really?
yes, a buyer is not expected to know what truly
They don't
has
know
happened,
everything.
right, in that home.
True.
They do have that inspection, and that inspection really gives them like double coverage, right? Because like you said, it's giving them already a wherewithal of what's going on, hopefully within the home. But they don't know everything's going to happen. Like your client that walked in the day of the closing or before, and the water tank was,
Right.
blown out.
Right.
It happens.
So what if a seller didn't take out this home warranty? Can the buyer get it right at closing?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
we say you can get a home warranty at any time. You could be a seller, you could be a buyer, you could be an existing homeowner. It does not matter.
Okay.
What matters is that you have the coverage,
Right.
right? So if your seller didn't give it to the buyer or vice versa, however, the buyer has the opportunity, the agent should enroll it, right?
Right.
Or call me and I'll enroll it. If they don't have the cash, right? If they don't have the set, I always say, $675, you want the diamond plan, because you do not want to get those calls saying, wait a minute, I thought this was covered. You want to give them the best one right up front, because you will get the calls, I will get the calls, and I'll say, well, I didn't enroll that, But they want the $675 plan, and if they don't have that money right at closing, they can pay monthly. So right away, they can have full coverage and pay $56, and we'll
can
bill
that-
them monthly.
Can that go into the closing costs? I mean, to their,
The $56,
or no, the $675.
$675. They could do it closing.
I'm assuming, usually it's coming
Yeah.
out of seller proceeds, but
Yeah.
I'm sure like the Alta or
Yeah.
the HUD statement can say something like that.
But this is what I hope our listeners are hearing, that if you are a buyer and the seller doesn't, that's a question that you should ask. Is there a home warranty? And if there's not, then you need to put that on your to-do list, because that will save you so much headache and money down the road.
I agree. I think it's crazy to think that someone's buying probably the most expensive item of their life.
The biggest investment of your life.
And you literally have no protection post-close.
Right.
Well, let's think about it. You go to buy a new laptop, and they say it's $29 for 3 years warranty. What do? Give me the $29 warranty, right? Because if something happens, if the engine blows up, I don't know the right terms.
The hard drive.
I wanted my husband will kill me later.
That's true. But I mean, a lot of
you want
times
that-
people have
we don't-
had negative experiences with all these extra warranties.
Or they've heard.
And so they're
Right.
like, absolutely not, I'm not going to get scammed. And I think that's why we brought you on, because we know you're with a reputable company. Not all of them are. And let's face it, in every industry you're going to find that.
Right.
But, if you really are looking and you want to get a hold of Julie, we will give your contact information in our show notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
how do you help a client understand how to use their coverage? So I have this warranty.
Yes.
Like you said earlier, someone calls you after the fact. Oh, I bought a new fridge. I should have called you.
Right.
Too bad.
So immediately the day of closing, we email them a customized welcome booklet. So it's very important for them to know, or for the agents to give us their contact information, phone number and email address, because when they call in, our system automatically pulls up their account and they know that they're calling. We also have an app, which is really handy, okay? And the homeowners, I send a link to, let's say you guys, right? In there it would have the link for the homeowner. They'd click on it and it would ask for their email address and their policy number. They put it in there, bam, goes right into their system. From that point, they can file the claim. And they can talk to our AI guy, Ike, and he will walk them through certain things. Sometimes it's a live person, sometimes it's Ike, but what's nice is that it's immediate. Our service department is run by AI, so it's very user-friendly, it's very quick. It's kind of like an Uber app. You
So
know?
can they schedule an appointment just through the app?
On the app, what will happen is they'll put in the claim, let's say, for the furnace, okay, whatever it might be, the furnace, and then it will go to our system. Our system then sends it out to the universe, and I wouldn't say the universe, but I would say first person that's 5 stars, okay, and closest. We give our top 5-star people the rights to take the claims first, which is important, right? So we give them 24 to 48 hours to pick it up because of the fact that they're out working, right? These are regular mom and pop shops trying to, keep their livelihood going. So we give them, so when the time comes, they have that exact time, they pick the appointment. Now your client will automatically get a beep text message back, an email, and it will say, here, ABC is your client, is your provider, here's their email, here's their phone number. And I always suggest call them, verify, because maybe you have a doctor appointment that day. Maybe it's not good for you. Call and verify. Maybe you want them to come sooner. Hey, you know what? It's hot in here, or it's cold in here.
And
or
I have a
there's
new
no
baby
water.
at home,
Right.
or I have an elderly person in the house,
Right.
and we can't survive like this.
Right. I know we're not an emergency service, okay?
Right.
But in those cases, that's where I come into play too. You call me and say, Julie, here's the situation. Is there any way you can help? Definitely. If we cannot get somebody there within 24 to 48 hours, we will allow the homeowner to do what's called is go out of network. They can pick their own provider. They would just have to send in the paperwork. We have to authorize it, and then we will reimburse them. So it's important to know that.
Along those lines, I want to ask a couple questions, because when do I call the home warranty company? Okay, I'm doing dishes, I throw everything in the dishwasher, I come back, there's a little leak on the floor. Do I call the home warranty?
Yes.
Okay, good answer. See, I'm like,
You don't need to have like a huge flood.
right, that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
is
Yes.
that a reason to call?
Noises
Obviously,
would be no. Noises would be no. My husband keeps going, why is the furnace making that noise? So it has to break. Something has to fail. A noise necessarily isn't
so
something
if the
failing.
heater air it's not heating, it's not cooling, call
Right.
you.
Yes.
What else? Hot water heat, your hot water's not getting hot.
Yep. No ice. Your oven.
No ice in your freezer.
Right.
Yeah.
The temperature is not holding in your stove. I mean, that's one thing that happened with me.
The gas lighter's not working.
Right, the microwave. I mean, and do not try fixing anything your own, right? Because then we don't know if it was broken or if you
Or
broke
you messed it up.
Which I hate to tell you, I've had people take apart a whole microwave before.
Okay, so I'm living in my house 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just listened to this podcast. I heard all these great things that you mentioned. Am I allowed to just like call you and?
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be when you're doing a transaction between a buy and a sell. It could be at any time, right?
Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. And that's called our HWAfter. So it can be for anybody from past 60 days that, maybe they didn't get a warranty when they closed, or up to 60 years. I mean,
Yeah, like, I just heard that. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a home warranty.
Inflation's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or-
things are costing a lot.
Or maybe I've recently become single and I realize my husband's not there to do all the maintenance, to answer all the questions, or my spouse, whatever the case may be. And maybe I should get a home warranty so I have
Right.
some peace of mind.
Right?
And budget protection, because you got to remember that
My
we have
my budget has changed.
Right, we have $5,000 limit on the furnace, $5,000 on the AC, and it's wholesale, right? So if they're just gonna go call somebody locally, just a loan for them coming out could be, $100, $200, and then on top of that, all the parts to supply it, right? I mean, or to repair it.
Now, do I pay a service call?
Yes, you will have it. We have two options. It's either $100 or you can do a buy down, and it can be $75. So
Okay.
if we're just going to do some repairs, it's really just that deductible that comes out from the homeowner, right? If it's a full replacement, then there are other costs associated with it. That's why I always say get the diamond plan, because that gives the buyer or homeowner an additional $750 to help cover non-covereds. What would the non-covered charge be? It would be like modifications to the ductwork, modifications to the gas piping,
Okay.
maybe electrical violations there are.
Because there's new codes, something doesn't work. You're right.
And the new furnace or AC or whatever doesn't fit exactly where the old one is. It is important to have
So
that.
it covers the unit, however, the connection doesn't work, or like you said, that you need new duct work for this particular unit or something like that. It doesn't cover that
Right.
unless,
Well, it will give you $750 in a bucket. We'll cover the product, the labor, and then those non-covered. This is industry standard. It's not like it's an HWA thing. It's
Gotcha.
across the board. But it's important to know, especially right now, 2025, there were new mandates. No longer can these manufacturers make Puron and Freon. What does that mean for your clients?
Right.
What it means is that we're changing out a compressor outside, right? And now that compressor is no longer compatible with the coil in the furnace. So what do? Well, the diamond plan covers compatibility. So what's going to happen is we're going to change out that A coil in there on a working part, right? It's odd to change out a working part, but now it's not compatible. We'll change out that, and we'll pay the labor. Not all companies do that. Not all home warranty companies do that. We also cover 100% of Freon. So it's important to know what you're getting. If it's your buyer, you want to make sure you're getting the right plan for your client.
This is a lot of information to unpack. I think you explained it really well.
yes.
So we want to kind of close out with a lightning round.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Are you
So
ready?
This is
I don't know.
This is just what comes to top of mind. There's no right or wrong. It's not
Okay.
about
Just your opinion.
Just your opinion.
Okay.
Okay. When you wake up in the morning, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite home system to explain to clients?
Oh boy. Oh, Reiki. And it's not really a system, but they forget, it's like the unforgotten thing. If you can do Reiki up to 6 doors, standard locks, and
And your home warranty pays for that?
you pay your deductible and get
Oh my goodness.
4 keys.
Wow.
Okay.
What's the most
No-brainer.
common repair request you see?
I would have to say probably it's dependent on the season. I would say in the winter it's definitely the furnace. In the summer it's the compressor.
Yeah.
But it's HVAC.
Yeah.
That's the biggie.
Okay.
Because it's a big ticket item.
Yes.
What's one thing every homeowner should do every year?
Oh, for sure. You should be doing your service. You should be cleaning your the coils on the outside the compressor, and you should a furnace clean and check and an AC clean and check without
I
a
thought
doubt.
you were going to say the furnace filters.
Well, because it's part
Yeah.
of it. They'll come
Yeah.
in and revamp it. Right.
Okay. Email or phone call, which is the best way to reach you?
Oh boy, I'm either. I would personally like a phone call because I like to talk to people. I miss
Okay.
that personal connection,
Okay.
We text, but then we meet up for coffee.
which is fine.
If you weren't in the home warranty world, what would you be doing?
Maybe go
Dream
back.
career.
Maybe go back into medical sales.
Oh,
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
that was your previous life, huh?
My previous life.
Yeah.
Yes. But it would have to be something that wasn't dangerous. I know it sounds crazy.
Something
but
you felt was valuable.
Yes, and that it wouldn't inhibit or hurt people. I know it sounds crazy, but yes.
I can understand that.
See, you did great. It wasn't painful, was it?
Oh, is it done?
It's done.
You're done.
Oh.
You did a lightning round.
Julie, thank you so much for joining us today. We always love hanging out with you anyway.
And we learned a lot about home warranty.
I hope so. But remember, I'm still here. Call me.
Yep.
Of course. And we will include all of Julie's contact information in our show notes. You can always reach out to Jasmine and I, and we can hook you up. And we hope you tune in again for Help Nobody Told Me.